Today on Freedom Journal Iraq, assisting the family members of detainees, meeting the airmen of Tactical Air Control, and Sergeant Jim Blaine brings us the story of a Vietnam veteran still wearing the uniform. Next. Welcome to this edition of Freedom Journal Iraq. I'm Air Force Sergeant Melissa Allen, and here's a look at events shaping the region. Family members of Iraqis detained by coalition forces have had a difficult time locating their loved ones. Staff Sergeant Jeremy Glassford reports there's a new program to help Iraqis reunite with their detained relatives. The faces of the Iraqis have been blurred to protect their identity.
The National Iraqi Assistance Center, based in Baghdad, offers Iraqis various social services. The detainees section helps family members reconnect with relatives captured by coalition and Iraqi forces. The section works with directors of the two main prisons in Iraq, Abu Ghraib and Buqa. The supervisor of the detainee section says that not just anyone can get prisoner information.
Of course, there's one condition: he should be the close relative to any detainee, Iraqi detainee. For example, he should be his brother. If he's a man, should be his brother, his father, his uncle, or his nephew, his son, if he is married.
The detainee section works with the Iraqi Ministry of Human Rights, the Red Crescent, and various U.S. military and government agencies to find detainees. While the program is slowly becoming a success, there are still some obstacles to overcome.
We're still searching for the Iraqi detainees of Fallujah because till now we have no any information about them. Also, we have another problem about the Iraqi women detainees. Till now we have no any update list for any list about the Iraqi women. So this is our major problems, two problems.
Finding a single detainee among the thousands held in Iraq is a daunting task. However, the members of the detainee section are grateful to help their countrymen.
Of course, we will be pleasure and delight. We will be very happy if we find any person for any Iraqi customer.
After a detainee is located, the family members apply for a visitation pass. To date, several hundred families have been reunited with their relatives. Staff Sergeant Jeremy Glassford, AFN News, Baghdad.
America Supports You is a nationwide Department of Defense-sponsored program that recognizes citizen support for military men and women. Log on to the America Supports You website to find out more information and to read the more than 7,000 messages to troops posted there by Americans. Every day here on FJI, we'll show you one of those. And today we start with this one from Michelle in St. Augustine, Florida. Weather's next on Freedom Journal Iraq.
For AFN Iraq, I'm Army Sergeant Misha King, and this is why we're here. A civil affairs group talks with Iraqis who have assumed operations at a local post office in Fallujah, and an Iraqi contractor repaints a recently repaired school in the city. The group also talks to the Iraqis responsible for the new fire department to make sure their needs are being met so they can protect their fellow citizens. The firefighters inspect and clean their equipment, making sure they are ready just in case they get a call. And Iraqis involved in the Iraqi Intervention Force talk with a group of children in the city and hand out toys during a routine patrol. They also take time out to speak to their fellow Iraqi citizens. The Intervention Force is part of ongoing efforts to restabilize Fallujah after the battles there late last year. And that's why we're here. Thanks to Joint Combat Camera for the photos. For AFN Iraq, I'm Army Sergeant Misha King.
Close air support in simple terms is defined as air power providing help to ground-based units. A simple concept, but not simple in its execution. The Air Force's Tactical Air Controllers, or TACPs, act as the focal point for air support. a job they must do the right way, the first time, every time. Tech Sergeant George Maurer further explains Close Air Support in the first of a series of stories about the TACP career field.
Close Air Support, the act of delivering air power where it's needed, when it's needed most, requires great coordination. It all starts with Tactical Air Controllers, or TACPs, embedded with Army ground units.
We bring an extremely large amount of firepower to the battlefield for small units.
They may find themselves requesting an airstrike on a terrorist hideout in Tikrit, or they may ride along on a Stryker convoy near Mosul, meeting the needs of the convoy commander.
So we got a single vehicle in the road ahead of us,
who wants eyes on the highway ahead, searching for possible roadside bombs.
Yeah. Roger, sir. Piece cake. Willie J's on it. Okay.
Yet another TACP coordinates from an Air Support Operations Center, or ASOC, in Baghdad.
Hey, from Red Dog should be over Mosul right now.
He advises an air liaison officer in constant contact with pilots flying overhead.
A lot of the info that we get from the TACPs in the field will funnel up to the Corps and tell them, hey, this is the information we're getting, and that'll be part of the decision tree.
Those decisions are also based on input from an intelligence officer providing a wide variety of information.
They ask me anything from what caliber does this system shoot to have there been any IED incidents in this part of the country.
This group of people delivers air power with deadly precision to save the lives of troops on the ground. Like this patrol facing a group of terrorists in a dangerous urban environment. They won't have to charge down this alley through a hail of bullets because of their work. Tech Sergeant George Maurer, AFN News, Baghdad.
Join us tomorrow when Tech Sergeant Maurer continues his series on tactical air controllers, focusing on their role protecting ground convoys. Finally today, Sergeant Jim Blaine brings us another story highlighting the character and personality of our military. He recently spent a day with Staff Sergeant Bobby Green, who has spent 26 years in uniform, from Vietnam to Panama and now Iraq.
Behind this door is Staff Sergeant Bobby Green, Vietnam veteran, now serving his country again in a time of war.
Started in Da Nang. We went all the way up to, was in Phu Bai. We went all the way up to Camp Carroll and all the way into Khe Sanh. And we'd like to say we was to just move over and over.
Bobby is the man when it comes to maintaining the tools for the mechanics of the 278th Regimental Headquarter Troop. Bobby is familiar with tools. In Vietnam, he was a wheel vehicle mechanic, but all that changed one day when he was working on a Jeep.
I was just sitting under working on the tail lights of one, putting new tail lights on it because they wasn't working. And the captain took me out to the fire base, said, come on, go with me, and I left. Went to the fire base and stayed there. So, got stuck on that artillery.
Bobby has a good rapport with his fellow soldiers. As long as they sign the book and bring back his tools, he's okay with that.
That's all I do. If they need something, I give it to them. Make them sign for it. They just get to use it. Don't give it to them. It's a good experience working with them. And some of them, you know, you have to help them, show them along. And that's the main thing. And that's one real good thing, because we all like, but it ain't if one of them gets hurt, because you know him, so.
Bobby enjoys making wristbands, and they're in high demand at Camp Caldwell. He sells them for about $3. But to Bobby, it's not about the money.
That's just something to pass your time away with.
Bobby has seen some changes in the military since Vietnam, but not much has changed during his career. 26 years in uniform. Does that qualify him as a hero?
They say you are, but I don't think so. I just doing my job, what I'm doing, you know.
What about your grandkids? Do they think Grandpa's a hero?
Oh, now they do, yeah. All of them back home will.
Green heads back to Tennessee this fall, back to civilian life, another war behind him. Army Sergeant Jim Blaine, AFN News, Camp Caldwell.
Before we leave you today, a special welcome to the newest viewers of Freedom Journal Iraq, those watching from Fort Leavenworth, Kansas on the Pentagon Channel. Reporting from Baghdad, I'm Air Force Sergeant Melissa Allen. From all of us here at AFN, have a great day.